Have you ever felt like your business is running you instead of you running it? You see, this is what overwhelmed is really about. The owner, you, being overwhelmed by your business. Now, overwhelm is so much more than just you're feeling tired, right? Overwhelm is you're feeling fatigued, energetically like just withdrawn. You're putting all this time, all this effort into your business, and you don't even feel really good about it. This is the problem that we have. When I owned my practice, I had 2 practices here in Maryland. And when I owned my practice, first couple years were okay. But then as I started hiring people, that's when it really started to weigh on me. I started to work more because that's what I knew how to do. I started to make less money, and I just started to become disengaged with the business. And that may be happening to you right now. So this is what I want to talk about today is, what is this overwhelm, this sense of burnout? Is it trying to tell you something? And what I believe is yes, it's absolutely trying to tell you something. So let me just get into some of the signs. So you may not be able to sleep at night. You have a constant level of worry. I describe it having a pit in my stomach, just feeling like it's just constant level of anxiousness. I went on anxiety medicine. Maybe you have just a heightened level of anxiety. You don't look forward going to work. You're trying just to get through the day, not excited about the day. You're just like, oh, what's the next thing gonna come? What's the next problem I'm gonna have to deal with? What's the fire I'm gonna have to put out today? That's signs and symptoms of burnout. And that was 100% me until I kind of hit a wall. And, I was having arguments with my wife, and I was like, I don't know what to do about it. And she was like, well, you better do something about it, because this ain't going to continue to happen. The other thing she said to me is, she said, Jamey, you are not present here. Have you ever felt like that? Like even when you're home, you're just not present? Especially if you got kids. They can sense when you're not really there. You're worried about stuff that's going on at work. You're worried about insurance payments. You're just worried constantly and never able to feel totally, fully present. That is what burnout really is. So what is this message? What is burnout trying to tell you? In my opinion, burnout isn't failure. You didn't fail. You're not failing because you're burned out. Burnout is trying to tell you something. It's telling you something about your business. It's telling you that you are focusing on the wrong things. You are focusing on energy draining activities, not energizing activities. You're focusing on things that take away from you, that don't add from you. And then if you add all the other, shame and guilt and sometimes the imposter syndromes and all this other stuff, it just takes from you. So these symptoms that you're having, it's your business telling you this is not the way. But I'm going to tell you what happens. We are all conditioned, right? We all have conditions from growing up, childhood, parents, other influences. School definitely conditioned us how to think. They condition us what good and bad is and right and wrong is. But what happens is you get into business, and what if you're conditioned to, if you just work hard and keep your head down and just do it, you'll be successful. You'll get what you want. Then what happens is you wake up one day and you realize, well, you're not happy. You're working 60, 70 hours a week, and heck, you can't even, you don't even have the money to show for it. You're just exhausted, and you're starting to blame everything and everyone around you, and you're just not fun. You're not the person that you used to be. You're not the person that you know you can be, right? That's burnout. And, sometimes we fight these inner demons of shame and guilt and things like that. And I know it doesn't have to be that way. And if you're feeling like that, at least you can know that I understand where you're coming from. Specifically, you're doing too much of the wrong work. You're doing a lot of administrative work, most likely. Even if you're treating still, chances are you're just kind of like done with treating. You've kind of been there, done that. There's other things you want to do. You don't have good systems in place, because good systems actually free you in business. So if you don't have strong systems in place and you're feeling burnt out, Burned out is a sign that you don't have strong systems in place. I guarantee if you're watching this, you're fighting, yeah, but I got to be in the business with them. We're all a team. We're all together. You see, those are old, outdated beliefs. You being stuck in the day-to-day of your business, your team doesn't care. Your team, your employees, you know what they care about? They care about themselves. They don't care about you. I mean, yes, they care about you, but they don't care about you. Not over themselves, their friends, their family, their personal well-being. And what they really want is a strong owner, a strong leader that's providing them what they need. Support, training, opportunity. So you see, that's what they want. They don't care if you're right next to them treating or not. And that's something that can keep you stuck and can keep you in the mix of it for far too long. Mindset shift. You are not your business. When I talk to clients, I say, look, you are the curator of the art gallery. You don't need to make the art. You are the steward of this business. You are not the business. Yes, you are the owner, but you have a team in place. You have other people that have roles and responsibilities, that have guidance from you, that have values that help us shape the behavior that we want. If you have those in place, then you can truly be the owner, the steward, the curator of the business. If you don't, then you have to do it. And that's what's exhausting. So this idea of, well, that's just the way it is, that's BS. That is your own limiting belief keeping you stuck. This idea of grinding away, look, working hard is a part of all of this. But if you've been in your business for 2 years, that's enough of the working hard part. Then you got to start sooner or later working smarter and doing some of the things that I'm talking about. Hiring people, delegating, adding in systems, understanding your financials, just getting yourself mentally like, I am not one and the same in this business. If not, you're going to stay stuck 10 years down the line. I've seen it far too often. I said it before. Your business, your people in your business need leadership, guidance, vision, opportunity. And that comes with you putting time in growing your business. We talk about working on the business. Well, working on the business is strategic thinking, planning. Look, we know if you're insurance-based, insurances are going to continue to challenge us with reimbursements, challenge us with running us through all kinds of, we already know that. But the companies that are going to be able to be prepared for that are the ones where the owner isn't stuck in the day-to-day. Those people just get blindsided. It's like a tidal wave that comes and you just react and you just get crushed. That's why it's so important for you to remove yourself from this day-to-day. If you're burned out, that's the sign. That's the sign. And if you're not burned out and you still don't feel fulfilled, you know what? That's a sign too, because it's coming. And you don't need to wait till you get burned out to do this. So look, for me, my aha moment came when I came back from a weekend getaway, a very rare weekend getaway, and my place was burning down. Literally, my office caught fire and burned down. I was about 3-4 years into owning my business, and I was miserable. That was my aha moment of, Jamey, you got to do some things differently. It wasn't easy because it wasn't like I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get over a lot of my own thinking, my own conditioning, my limited beliefs. But eventually I did. And I was able to create a business that worked for me, that gave me the life that I wanted, that helped me be around the people that I wanted to be around and support not just support my family, but also support my team. And you can do it too. You can do this, but you got to take action. You got to start doing some things differently than what you're doing. So look, burnout's a red flag. Being busy and overwhelmed is not a badge of honor. Your business is calling for change. Now is the time to do it. And if you need help, get help, right? Get help. I'll help you if you need it, or get help somewhere. But doing it on your own is impossible. Nobody does anything worthwhile on their own. Again, that's limited thinking that's keeping you stuck. So I hope you got some good ideas, good thoughts around this. I hope you just kind of just listen to this and say, you know what, Jamey, you're right. I'm going to take the next step and get some help, because this is not what my life is meant to be. I am meant for more, because you absolutely are. So Please subscribe and watch some more videos. This is all about helping practice owners and leaders and entrepreneurs just get better and create the practice freedom that they want. Talk to you soon.